Hello everyone, welcome back to another Call to Arms event. It was going to be on Bear Force 2, but sadly they had some technical problems and had to move to Napoleonic War, so either way we're treated. As you can see, the cannons being set up on the defensive position of the fort. There's Ferdinand, and here you can see other defenders. Look at that. The guys, you can see, so let's have a look at this fort, shall we, while the guys are getting set up. You can see all the fort, you've got the cannon layout here, you've got these good standing positions for the guys so they can stand over, look over the wall, shoot down onto the rocks below. You've got additional cannons and bits and bobs you can see over the side here. And we go over the other side, you can see here there is a bridge that goes across between the two fort sections and then over to this defensive position, and there we go. And we return as the fine members here. Look at this. And it's the Prussians versus the United Kingdom. So, who's this man on the horse? Is it Ferdinand again? He is Mr. Ferdinand. Oh, there's a bit of a crash as the guys are getting out, make their way across the bridge to move over to the other defensive position, the other fort. Now, fort will have an entry, portcullis here, which is essentially the only entry. That's going to be a very, very hard point to get. Now, what this siege will rely on is the skills of the cannoneers. And currently, there ain't no cannons here. So, look at this. Cannons being brought in as we make our way past the Brits. And thank you to Admin Bacon Bite. And here is McEwen commanding the artillery. You can see X in black. And Robbie Bob. You can see both these guys. And at the back is the mortar, run by Duflex. Now, these cannon positions, they will be responsible for making the breaches on the walls that will enable them to charge in, as the Brits will have unlimited lives. The defenders, the Prussians, will not. And you can see ladders in position. Oh my goodness, it's a veritable... Oh goodness me, look at this. And people falling down the cliffs. This is bad news for them. There's no real way for them to get round. This is why you've got to rely on the cannon. I mean, it probably would have been better if they'd stayed down here and waited and try and get some pot shots on the enemy, but they're all crowding in, and this could be a very, very bad situation. It's going to be a killing house on the Brits as they're trying to push in. You can see that casualties all over the place right now. Flag bearer down the bottom there. Correction, we just missed him. There's Lucas Schnauzer, there's Disabled Donkey. And down the bottom is Mr. Green Mush. And you can see, look, engineering work being done by Greg. Putting some barricades on the left just to protect the guys. Give them something to hide behind, really. Because that's what they need, and it's not going well for these guys. They're being fired down upon from all directions. Now, what's happening with the artillery? Is the artillery making any sort of a dent in the walls? Because if they don't, it's going to be a very, very one-way siege. Because at the moment, they're charging a closed gate, and there's no way that they're going to get people to open that gate. There's Mutton Chop trying to keep the boys together. But you can see here, it is an absolute massacre of the Brits. These guys still over here, a few kills being gotten. Fine drumming work from Albert the Nose. Excellent drumming from Albert. We do approve of Bert's drumming there. And here we go. Oh, no damage there. Still some smoke. But this important cannoneering has to get that very, very important damage onto the fort. And here are the other boys over in the other section, the torpedo heads as I like to call them. There's Ronand. 25. Who's that? Epsilamber and Sir Wellington. And there's Lionheart. Defending, keeping the boys together. Fine music accompaniment for Lionheart. Very much like the musical accompaniment for Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, look at that. There's been a bit of damage on that particular wall, but you're not going to get up there. That's the problem. That's going to be the problem for the Brits. And the Brits are literally being held back. That's why the artillery... See, this is why the artillery is so key on all this stuff. The artillery definitely has to take that wall down. They're not going to break their way through that portcullis. Just not going to happen. They have to rely on their artillery to give them the entrance into the fort that they need, and in a relatively good position. There's Corey. Oh, taking a bullet for poor old Corey there. And Sunguard almost making his way up. There's Purplish Dragon. Erstwhile of the 63rd. There's the 3 brownies. And they're really pushing this point pretty hard. They're trying to wipe out the people who are coming through here. As this guy at the back here is just opening the door. They're popping up to take a shot. Who's the guy? There's Inspaccar de Conquer. Jesus Christ almighty. And there's Grenadiero Major Loco. Nearly got that. But this is going to be a problem. And here you can see explosions coming in, probably from the mortars. Straga defending the wall. There's one tap in there as well. Warrior and Holston looking to get those all-important kills on the enemy. Just look at all the magazines and cartridges, boxes. Look at this. This is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Look. I mean, that is just horrible. Horrible. Just get the bloody flag out of my face, you buggers. Stop that. Silly flag, men. So here you can see the Brits continuing to fight. And let's see. There he is. Mr. Pixelated Apollo, not with a beard this time. Look at this. They've managed to make it through that bit on the wall on the right side, and now they're pouring through like ants. In through the door. The door's been knocked down, and in they come for the melee. As now you can see the Prussians try and reinforce their numbers on the left side. This is going to be the important choke point. Can the Brits pour through in enough numbers to knock back the Prussians? And at the moment, it seems that they're doing a pretty good job. The Prussians kind of stemming the flow. Oh, look at that. Random drummer taken down almost immediately. Drummers get no love in this game, sadly. But here, you can see a drummer who is getting love. Oh, look at that. He's getting diddled with a bayonet. Brings his sword out. There we go. A fine kill as well. And the Brits, but look at this. Bodies. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is what a call to arms siege is. Just bodies and bodies and bodies. Completely ridiculous, but absolutely brilliant. So here you can see continuous smoke coming in. And the Prussians continuing to shoot. Many people as they come as the Brits continue to pour in. Look at this. It's literally a conga line of British Army members. And can they stop the flood? If they can get into this wall, they can't really, because there's no really where any of their way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's try that again in English. There's not really anywhere for them to go, is really what I meant to say. So, hard to believe that English is my first and only language, but never mind. Lance Corporal Bosmando from the 59th. And also more from the 59th as well. Look at these guys. All from the 59th. So Rager in there as well. You know these guys are going to be working as a team. They're used to that. Working together as a regiment. especially in the Napoleonic War. Now, let's see what's going on over here. There's a man with a cotton bud on his back. There's Barkius. And he's going up against the Brits who are pouring through. Look at this. The Brits have opened the portcullis. That's going to be key. That is a key moment, as here is Euro Nuke moving in as well, holding the flag. And now the Brits can pour in. And now Papa John can do his offensive drumming. Not because it's offensive to people, but because they're attacking, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, now they've lost this section of the fort. It's overrun with the Brits. And look at this, you've even got a ladder going across. And now, the forces of the Prussian Empire are going to try and defend this position from the Brits, who are going to be pouring through here in horrendous numbers. I don't know if there's something about this map that's going on, but seems to cause the graphics to flake out occasionally. My apologies for that. Not sure why that is. Anyway, you can see here plenty of stuff going on as the Prussians continue to pull back to a safe location so they can reload. And there's more down here. Look at this. The torpedo heads. It's Prometheus. There's Andrew. Who's this gentleman? Oh, it's Lionheart. It's just taken a bullet. Oh, that's nasty. And they're going to want to actually get into a position. Now, look at this. This is sneakiness with Lionheart here. Where are they going? What are they doing? They're coming out of the fort. I wonder. Yeah. They're going to sneak up on the enemy here. And some of the enemy have spotted them. The likes of Corey and Wantero. Now the Brits are starting to respond, but with the large numbers of the Prussians, they won't take that many down. Look at this. There's Lino Doggan. There's Lionheart as well. He'll have to pick himself up a gun at some point. He's got to watch out. Oh, look at this. It's Mutton Chop. Mutton Chop. Did he kill Lionheart? No, I think Lionheart remains alive. He does. And look at this. There we go. Lionheart coming under attack. He's trying to defend himself. And trying not to chop his mate in half. There we go. Nice slice by Lionheart. Watch out, Lionheart! Oh no, he nearly got diddled by that bayonet. A bit of blood on his tunic now. But this is going to be an important moment. As Lionheart gets shot in the nuts. Poor old Lionheart. Never mind. It looks like that attempt to sneak up behind the enemy was not as successful as they would have hoped. So, here comes Pixelated Apollo. He's going to run into these guys as they make their way round. As they're cleaning up the last of the Prussian survivors out the front of this building. Probably a tax office now in this spot. But never mind. Here's Jarbo Gruff the Mighty, making his way past all the guns and drop cartridges, as now the Brits have access to the portcullis. And they've built, look at that, they've tried to build stuff to slow them down. But now the Brits are in. And this is the dangerous for them. This is the danger. But it's surprising that they haven't actually managed to take that ladder up. So they've only got one entrance. But look at this. The Brits already... Oh, they've opened the portcullis. That is surprising. And they're trying to hold back the Brits as best they can. Here are all of the Prussians squeezed into this little defensive position. And these guys taking pot shots on the guys as they run. You can see them dodging left and right. Down goes the portcullis. They're now trapped. And now you can see the Brits trying to sneak their way along here. As you can see, who's this poor little fella down the Spitfire down here? All on his Todd. All on his lonesome. And Gandalf saying, can a nice Prussian open the gate, please? I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, dear. Looks like we had a jumper. They make their way across. Look at that. They're still trying to dodge those bullets coming in after them. A couple of flag holders. Guy holding the jack goes down. Guy on the bridge goes down as well. That wooden walkway. Very precarious, especially when you're under fire. Down goes another man here. You've got Vislak defending or attacking Lucas DJ Apollo. There's Russian mercenary. Down goes another person right next to him. And the cannons continue to batter the walls of the second section of the fort. There is the flag that the Prussians now bravely defend. And you can see over here, there's Houston. Who's this? It's Noob. It's Noob. Oh, look at that, going in for a quick, nasty little stab. Oh, Noob got shot. Down goes Noob. And down goes a few other people, as you can see. Their bodies coming to a rest at the bottom of the cliffs. So they still continue to defend, and look at this. They've done a great job of reducing this to rubble. This is going to be a key moment now for the Prussians, and you notice that now the Prussians are actually starting to come out a little bit, trying to go in there and get a kill if they can, trying to push back those Brits, but the Brits continue to pour forward. Now that way there is being held, and look at that. The Prussians have defended the fort. Well, we're at the British spawn, and already it's gone horribly wrong. Lined up, ready to go. And a large number of them just got murdered horribly. Now, let's have a look, see who they were. It looks like they've respawned. But yeah, that was a fine and mighty cannon shot, taking down what looks to be an officer. May have been Pixel, but it's hard to tell under that pile. No, I don't think it was. But anyway, Leipzig with a fine kill with the cannon. And look at this. The Prussians being very, very aggressive. An attack force led by Lionheart, waiting for them now. Here comes Mutton Chop. Oh, he's seen them. He's seen them, and they're spreading out their numbers. This is something you don't see very often in a siege. Offensive attacking. And they're going for the cannon so they can't get in. Oh, tic-tacs here from Lionheart. It's all about the tic-tacs. As you can see now, this is going to be a problem. This is something not expected. Oh dear. Not expected by the British artillery. The Royal Artillery. But now you can see Mutton Chop following up. And these guys need to look behind them. As here is Lionheart. He's got to watch his boys. As now the Brits are coming in with reinforcements to attack. But they will be able to get the numbers back up. Or at least I think so, yes, because they'll respawn. And they have unlimited lives. Oh no, somebody wasn't paying attention and got murdered. Oh, Lionheart. Nearly getting murdered. Oh dear, not going well for poor old Lionheart. Oh, nice kill by Lionheart there. Oh, look out, it's officer on officer act. Oh no, it's not. Oh dear, the graphics blurred out again. Sorry about that, boys and girls. So a very, very interesting tactic there by Lionheart to try and take out the enemy artillery. Never seen that in a siege before, have to say. So definitely very interesting indeed. Now, Mr. Expendable. Oh dear. And his friend also very expendable. Albert the Nut. Okay. Goodbye, Albert. So, poor old Albert is no more. Didn't sniff out that one, did he? As more of the Brits continue to pour in. And they're going to have to. Because it is pixelated Apollo's army attacking. There is the fine cardboard box. Defending officer-like. Wonderful stuff. And here, more defenders. Oh dear. Someone's derping out pretty hard there. Oh, did you see that cannonball go past? And now this is interesting because now you can see them staying down here undercover, trying to cut down the numbers because they're only going to have 5 lives in that particular area. Up there on the defensive position. So, because the attackers have unlimited lives, that's not really much of an issue. But the defenders are limited to the 5. Oh dear, somebody's fallen down. Oh, well that was wrong. We thought that was... Oh, goodness me, who's this? It's Captain Jackie from the 59th, went ham. And is now sliding down. His corpse is now rolling down the cliff into obscurity. So, serious amounts of melee ham, or melee ham I should say, from the 59th, and Crichton moving in there as well. But sadly his... yeah, okay, I was going to say something Red Dwarf related, but I don't think I will now. About his left nipple nuts and right nipple nuts, but never mind. So, we follow Just Adam, and also Frank Scoop, as they're still trying to break their way into this building. And the cannon. See, that was the cannon there. This cannon here. The one that gives you the visibility, maybe. Let's see. Or is it this one? I think it may have been that one. I think that was the cannon that got the kills. So, now you can see the guys staying back behind the cover. Huzzah indeed! There's the Russian mercenary taking down some people. There's an officer going down as well. The Marquis of Montreux. How lovely. What's going on over here? Totally not an Asian. Oh, there's some melee occurring. Who's this going Rambo? Oh, it's Ensign Pierre Bezukhov. Now, no longer. Now the late lamented departed Ensign. So, we see the attack continue, and there we go. The rubberizing has begun. Oh dear, that was painful. That was just nasty as the defenders continue their deadly, deadly work. Oh, yeah, there's going to be a few team... Oh, for God's sake, Nose, what are you doing? You're not going to get your horse in there no matter how much you try and force it. Even with a pry bar or a crowbar, you're not going to get in there. So, oh, more murdering going on as we're watching these guys try and break their way through the door, which they are. With a cacophony of smoke everywhere. They're not going to make it through. Literally, there's a guy on the other side. Look at that. Poor old Caranel. Taken down. He was trying to put up some defences to try and stop the enemy from getting through. As there, the other side of the wall then gets taken down. And they're literally just reducing this place to rubble. As the bricks pour through continually like water. Trying to find the weakest point. And there is the man himself, the leader of the boys, the British. There is Pixelated Apollo. Leading and charging the boys forward. Picks himself up a musket with the bayonet attached. And makes his way into the fort. But there's still a lot of nasty Prussians awaiting. And this is what they've got to watch out for. The guys are getting entrenched in these buildings. They're getting into those buildings. And then they're going in for a stab. Oh, he goes in for a quick stab near the cut. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, we understand that battle is a bit scary. But I really don't think that time on the Kazi. Oh, it's Upsy Lamba. He's been caught short in the middle of the battle. Poor old Upsy. And there's somebody else waiting. Oh, for God's sake. Get out of the bog, you bastard. He's going to drum him out of the toilet. Or maybe he's just going to sit on his lap. Either way, it's like... Yeah, okay, that's slightly alarming. So now you can see Houston. And the toilet. The drumming toilet. So, combination of anal fortitude and drumming ability. Very soon. There we go. He dies on the toilet. Down goes the toilet door. He can't get him. Oh no, he's off the bog. He's off the bog. It's bad news. He's trying to get out of the toilet. They're going to now block him in. And there he goes. Dead on the toilet. That's why you should never take cover in a Kazi. Kazi cover is not allowed. Oh, down going another man as he makes his way through. The bullets continuing to fly. And Papa John doing his work and trying to take down the defences that have been placed up in the way of the Brits. And here is Feudal Tube Sock, our old friend and familiar corpse. Poor feudal. Poor lad. Emperor. Look at this. The defenders continuing now to defend this position. I don't think they can get rid of this ladder. I think it's literally... Oh, look at that. Defensive. Oh, wow. They've gone ultra defensive here, haven't they? They really have. As here is Cardboard Box. Looking very dapper and bearded. That's where Apollo's beard went. He stole his beard. And the Cardboard Box goes down. So now this is going to be a problem here for the Brits. They've got to make it up to here. Some fine fifing from Inspector de Conquer. We heartily approve of said fifing. And you've still got this position up here. And then poking over the walls. To look at the Brits as they make their way up now. The Brits have made their way onto the escarpments here. So they go onto the battlements and then they can actually fire across into the defenders. Who are trying to stop them. One man made it across. Lucas, OJ, Apollo. Some did not. The fire continues. Murder holes up here. Being used by Papa John and Octavius. You can see also. There is pixelated Apollo. Trying to get the guys together. Get them sorted. Forming an attack. Because they are literally just going to have to flow there in numbers. Oh, dodging going in from Colonel Windstorm Plays from the 30. Jumps over. Oh, fine play there from Colonel Windstorm Plays. And let's see. Oh, dear. Oh, look at this. And that was the all-important moment for the attack by the Brits. As the Brits now pour up to the second fort location. This is going to be a nasty, nasty attack. So, they're still relying on their artillery to make the dents, which is what they're doing here. Look at this. They can make their way around, and they've done it already. The artillery for the guys for Pixelated Apollo really learning their craft well. Fantastic to see. And there's Houston and Philinus from the 72nd. There's Grandero Major Noloco. And 10 bears. Not to be mistaken with more bears. Down goes Johnny Smith, shot to death. Old Timer also no longer old. And the timer has stopped. Oh my goodness! It's a deadly walrus. Look out everyone for the deadliest of walruses. I wonder if he's related to the guy from North and South, Rubber Walrus. Because it could be that Rubber Walrus has got a brother called Deadly Walrus. The Walrus twins. Anyway. Let's see as there is Rhett from Lionheart's Legions. Call to arms you. Mr. Lovewell. And still the Brits. This being taken out. And Wookiee happy to get Apollo. Murdering him horribly. Poor Apollo. And, oh dear, naughty, naughty person on a horse. No cavalry permitted. So our thanks to Mr. Bacon Bite, as they're your own nuke. And the Brits now charging forward. You follow them across the bridges, dodging left and right. And here is Joshy, 1,000 meters from the Knights of Apollo. And here are many more Apollons making their way in. Let's look at this body count. Here by the flag, this is the point of defense as far as the Prussians are concerned. And this is the flow of numbers that they need to stop. And this is where it's getting very, very nasty indeed. Got guys still hiding in safe locations like Ross the Boss Zero. There's leader Angela Merkel, great leader Angela Merkel no less. And now you can see the artillery knocking holes in this building. I don't think Coronel Telpoy will be too pleased about that. Going to lower his house price, that's for damn sure. And do you really want to sleep in a bedroom that's one, has got bricks all over the bed, and two, okay, the view's not too bad, but still. And there we have it. The fort defended by the Prussians. We move on. And now we are back with the next round. As pouring down here, the defenders, the Brits this time, led by Mutton Chop there. Let's have a look. Octavius cannon fodder, and then Spitfire in the Prussians. You can see all sorts of numbers here. Poor old Gandalf the Black dead already. So, look at this. Who's this man? There's Bosmando. Probably going to get killed because he's on a horse. Yeah, there we go. That was unexpected. Doh. Now, who's this man with the flag? He's now stuck outside. Who is that? Come back. Your own nuke. So now you can see here it's the turn of the Prussians to attack. And now up here, there's Oberst Hinker, Farragon, there's Frank Scoop. More Frank Scoop. God, there's a lot of Frank Scoops out here today. An evil monkey. So now it's the turn of the Knights of Apollo to defend. And for the Lionheart's legions to attack. There's Yalak. So you make our way through the small village, which is the spawn area of the Prussian army. This is where their camp is. And here you can see Ferdinand and Lorik's man getting set up with the cannons. Slight AFK from Barber. And the cannons which are attacking the fort. There's a guard there. There's Admin Simmer. There's Captain Jackie from the 59th. There's Han von Habsburg. Barcaeus. Oh, look at this. Night Fury in with a fine attack by a Rambo from the British army. But here's Corporal Bosmando. It's the Corporal, erstwhile of the horse, going after the cannon. Look at this. The Brits are down. Dealt with efficiently. With one remaining. Oh, look at that. Fine turning stab. And down he goes. That was an attack by the 59th. Unsuccessful as cannonballs fly over the top. So now, oh, heavens. You can see they've lost their mortarman. 2 of their mortarmen, in fact. And the cannons really need to start getting their shit together. And start attacking that point. Here is Lionheart. Moving up to the cannon position. Trying to make sure that the guys are going to be firing into the fort. So. Now. You can see them making their way up. There's the cardboard box from Lionheart's Legions. Nickelodeon. Naked Warrior. There's 10 Bears and there's Chimera. Looking for sneaky people. Oh, look at this. Here. The artillery of the British. Look at that. This is interesting to see what's going on here. Oh, it's a surprise. Yeah, that ain't going well for him. Look at that fine dodge coming in there from Drift. He's got to watch out for that team kill. Fine block by Drift. And a kill onto his friend. And another kill. Oh, Drift. Looking like he's... There we go. So now you can see the remaining Brits. Oh my goodness, it's a sailor. Well, technically it's a Marine. Pierre Bazukov. Ensign. I'm sure that was a name out of War and Peace. The recent TV series I saw on the BBC, which was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So, there's Houston. Correction, there was Houston. The observer camera's curse strikes again. And look at this, they've made it in. And Rurt has got one of the jacks of the British Army. So, we move up to the top here. Here is the Royal Artillery now. Can be a bit confusing. because they have blue tunics on. But that is the Royal Artillery. There's Dragthul. And there's Robert Stevens. Slightly out of time. He's probably got a DeLorean parked behind the house somewhere. As you can see, his name is for the 14th New York State Militia. And that is a regiment from North and South. So there's Feudal Tupsock holding on to the flag. So bear in mind, you know, 50, maybe 70 years later is the era of the American Civil War. Now, let's see what's going on over here. Here's Ronand, and more Ronand, as these guys are trying to make their way up here. But sadly for them, the artillery is doing damage, but not enough to actually make any kind of serious dent. Okay, that's a tad unfortunate. Oh, that's painful. Oh, diddled on the first date by a large cannon. That can't be good. So, Fife coming in here. Let's have a look at the Fifer. It's Upsy Lamba, the toilet Kazi man. Let's have a look as we look. Okay, let's not look at him. So, there we go. There's Lionheart with the world's most inaccurate pistol. Not because Lionheart is firing it, because it's a Napoleonic War pistol. And, yeah, it's about as effective as a chocolate teapot. There's Zayas holding onto the flag. Doesn't she look lovely? And down here is Mutton Chop, tasked with defending this position. And look at that. They put in engineering defences, earthworks to try and provide them with a bit of support in case this wall falls. Which is the plan as far as the artillery is concerned. They want to rubberise this area here. But still, survivors like Staff Lieutenant remain. Trying to get those all-important picks on the enemy. Ow. Here is Admin Eddie. There was Admin Eddie. Look at these guys. They're doing a fantastic job of just sending a huge amount of bullet fire down onto the attacking enemy as they continue to respawn. And the observer cam curses another. And another. Lion Dugon. Wow, he just died as well. Wonder if it'll do it for this guy. No, he survived. Unsurprisingly. Eric Verrier. Move bacon, waffles. What a fine combination of words to provide you with the most epic name. And there's Chimera. Nickelodeon. 10 Bears, and these guys continuing. Now, this is one thing that you do see, is the trouble is they're coming in dribs and drabs. And they really need to kind of keep their numbers together. Based on the experience of Siege from the Napoleonic Wars, because until they blast a hole through there, there's not really much they can do. They should really, in an ideal situation, stay down here, undercover, try and keep their numbers as high as possible. Once the hole has been made through there, then they can all charge as an entire team through here. Now, it could be that you just have a few people, or your entire line, essentially waiting here, like this. And then, as soon as you know there's a hole, you run. And you charge up here, into this position, and overwhelm them with sheer weight of numbers. Oh, hello. Okay. Slacking on the job there, I think, from that gentleman. There's still another Brit out here. Look at this. Going in for the stab, and he gets his man. Lieutenant Colonel Tim. Oh, dear. Okay, what happened there? So, look at this, an attack by the Prussians out with the cardboard box leading the boys forward. Pistol shots, which misses, and Bosmando is now trying to defend himself, takes down the cardboard box with a slice. And now Bosmando is taking a large amount of bayonet pricky fun to the chest, and he is no more. So, let's see what's going on over here. As the melee continues with Sir Bigger Stickers, or should I say Bigger Sticketh. That's probably how you should pronounce it properly. So, Eric Verrier now moving forward, and the guys... Oh, shot out of the air. Fine shot indeed. And the Brits doing a really good job of defending. Really, really good job. And I paused the cough. And there we go. So, continually breaking like water against rocks almost. Crashing waves into this wall of people and concrete and bricks. And until these guys get out of the way, the cannons are not going to be able to break them down. They're doing a reasonably okay job here. They've done some damage. No, nothing there. Some damage there. No damage here. So, right now, it's fair to say that the Brits most definitely have an advantage in the defence of this fort. As down come more Brits to attack the encampment here on the rocks. Courtesy. Look at that. Fine aggressive fighting. There's one Tiero. Correction, there was one Tiero. Lucas J. Apollo, and look at this. The Brits are coming out of the fort to attack. With Euro Nuke as well. Look at this. Oh! Oh, look at this. Feudal... Oh, my goodness. Feudal Tube Sock. Holy crap. Look at this. This is fantastic. A charge from the Brits. Coming out. Going in for an attack on these guys. And these guys now having to form a line very quickly to try and beat back the British. So, let's see. As these guys are in the process, down goes another. There's Pixelated Apollo. And look at that, a fine play by Pixel. He's going up against Chimera. Let's follow to see how Pixel gets on. He's taking bullet shots. They're focusing 3-on-1 and poor Pixel falls. Apollo falls eventually. But a fine fight with Gilded Blades Norse King deciding to surrender already. Is this surrender tactic going to work as Narva gets taken out? No, it's not. Down he goes. And so here, look at this. This is where they're now going to have to defend. They poured a large number of people there. And there's Bosmando again on his clippity-clop. As all the boys making their way over to that left-hand side of the fort as quickly as they can. Because this is going to be the day... The bloody hell. Okay. And there we have a nice explosion. As they continue to try and rubblize this fort. But the Brits are determined. Look at them blobbing up here. Trying to murder as many of these guys as they possibly can. Okay. What is going on over here? The Brits have defended their fort. And we move on. So, we return Because now the cardboard box as one admin slayed another. Oh dear, admin abuse on other admins. That's kind of funny. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, who's this work? Sir Wellington. Oh no! Oh wow, the commanding officer just got shot. That was Lionheart, just caught a bullet. And is now, yeah, is basically unceremoniously taken to the next world with frantic teabagging by his teammates. That's just Napoleonic Wars all over. So here's Nicky. Now, what's going to happen? What's going on over here? There's Chimera. And they're taking down the enemy. The Brits have taken down that artillery, so it means that if they can't artillerize, then they've got no way of taking the fort. It's going to be a major problem for them. There's Ferdinand. And who's this guy running away? Over to the edge of the desert. It's Pierre Bezukhov. Now reloading. With an engineer. Rhaegar from the 59th. Fine axe work from Rhaegar. With the returning stab into Rhaegar. Is he going to go for the axe chop? He does. And he's working together with Pierre Bezukhov ensign of the 59th. And here you can see the naked warrior setting up the cannon. As there's Prometheus and Xeroxai. 10 Bears in. Barcaeus in as the engineer. So here we have Mutton Chop with a flag. And Pixelated Apollo getting stuck in the doorway. Yep, that's it. So, let's see. Eagle the Great. And here's a Gon. Oh, dodging those bullets very well indeed. Going up after. Drift. Huzzah indeed. Fine stabbing work from a Gon. So, we follow out here. As you can now see, Arcade and Rurt making their way out. There is Chimera. There's the Jewish merchant. Oh, what's going on over here? It's a right old battle in itself right now. Look at this. Nice cannon position. As lunch repeats on me. Sorry about that. Colonel Tim from the 59th. And the late lamented Colonel Tim. So here we go. Let's see. As here is Sir Biggus Dickus. And Sedvi. And look at this. The remainder of these guys getting up there. The cardboard box getting the guys to go forward. Let's look at this. There's Apollo at the top of the ladder. Defending his attack. Oh, he's going to go in for a bit of a stab. He's got to watch his back as well. Down goes Apollo. Murdered horribly while defending the entrance. The recently made entrance to the fort. As here you see yet more forces make their way up. Now, what is going on here? See, this seems to be a lot of the 59th going on over here. Yep, and it's the 59th. So here is Lieutenant front, and down goes another. Going in for a final shot. Prometheus looking for that all-important shot. Look at this. What is going on with this engineer? It's Barkus. And Rhaegar and Zanju having a fight. Practicing their skills. I wouldn't advise you to stand there, Eric Verrier. Dear oh dear. There's bodies littering all over the place. As here you can see Yalok fighting Colonel Tim. It's going to be hard pressed to beat a regiment. Man like this. Oh, look at this. Lionheart. Oh, is he going to fight him? Oh, there is Colonel Tim with more kills. And eventually the commentator's curse, the camera curse, does kill him. So, down goes poor old Lionheart, shot to death out in the field. With fire being poured down from the fort with the likes of John Strider and Jarbal Gruff the Mighty. Excellent drumming work coming in here, and it is Signor Bellinoni. I hope I said that right. Lucas Schnauzer. There's Aaron. They continue to fire and do their evil stuff here. And here's Captain Jackie. And Jedi Master Race. The Force was not with him. Jarbal Gruff. The Hursty Sir Wellington running backwards. And there's Rhaegar. And Wookiee. So, let's see how Naked Warrior's getting on. And Nazgul. There's Spitfire trying to deal with the trouble.
Rule Britannia!
So, nice stab. Another pleasant stab there. Axe following up. There's Lino Dirk Dagon. There's Yalok, sorry. Here's Von Hadsberg. There's Timotheus. Jarbal Gruff the Mighty. And Rhett and the boys making their way up. And look at that, they built an earthenwork so they can't get out. And they can't get up there, so that's a smart play by the Brits. Putting that earthenwork in there. And I think the server's just crashed. Well, the ping's at 27. And there we have it.